first off, looks like you kind of covered. I was curious about what would you say would be the big mistakes people make when trying to get travel jobs. Maybe some of the key mistakes people make.
Well, I think the biggest mistake or the biggest problem they encounter is they really know where to go, how to find those jobs. And unfortunately, a lot of people will be suckered into some of these organizations that will try to charge you for giving you a job. They'll say, send us $800 and we will find you an international job. Well, there was a couple scams like that going out of Australia and elsewhere. They've been shut down, but nonetheless they pop up all the time. So what they end up doing is they send you a map, a guidebook, and a video, and no job. So the point, it's important to know that if you're going to find a travel or an international job, you should do this on your own. You can go on a lot of websites to get a lot of information. You can put your resume online, etc. But the bottom line with the international travel jobs is that this tends to be a very, very interpersonal environment. It's who you know that's very, very important. Therefore, you really need to know how to network. You need to know to network with people who already have international jobs, and they tend to be very, very helpful. That's how people move around in that particular arena. But again, do your internet research and all that, but don't waste a lot of time, putting resumes online, sitting around waiting for employers to hire you. You got to get out there. Often it means you pick up and take a trip to a particular country for 2-3 weeks and make contacts locally. Also, the nonprofit organizations based in the United States are very, very active abroad, especially in Africa and in Asia. And there are often a lot of very, very interesting opportunities available through those nonprofit organizations. So, and there are literally thousands and thousands of nonprofit organizations working abroad. Make contact with those organizations. There are a lot of very good websites to access those international nonprofit organizations.
Oh yeah, there's tons of opportunities. I liked how you touched on the fact that people make the mistake of having other people find their job opportunity. And I remember I was touring in Maine. I was up in Arcadia, and up there they have a lot of these youth programs that people send their children up to, parents send their children up to, and these travel agencies will go over to England and go over to Europe and different areas and get these college students to come over and work for these places. And it's funny because I've done that too. I've worked for an agency that flies me around the world and travels, but I got the job directly with them. These people that were going through the agencies, I was blown away sitting there on a bus, one of the rides, just hearing about how much money these agencies were taking out of their pay cut, and it was just, whoa, that's, why did you do that?
Yeah.
I mean, so yeah, that's some great information.
And that's the problem. There are a lot of people out there, and there are a lot of legitimate groups. For example, today there are probably over 200,000 American students abroad. Many of them have these internships or doing the study abroad programs, and they're paying to participate in these 4 or 8 week programs. They're paying $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, which is fine. They get great experience abroad and all that. Or they participate in voluntourism programs. Again, they're paying their way, and those are very legitimate programs. But then there are some of these other groups that you have to be very, very careful with. They're not all that legitimate. They're out to make a big, fast buck on people who are kind of vulnerable and they want to find a job.